What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilkin. We're back with more Dawnful. Now, for those of you guys that were here on, for those of you guys that were here on Sunday night, we've been playing this game a little bit. We took a little bit of a hiatus from it, and we're back now, and we came up against another boss. And I've kind of just decided that when we get these boss fights, it'd be really fun to just basically do these on video for other people that are picking up this game later that might need some pointers with them. So, one thing that's become painfully evident is that when you go through these maps, you want to make sure that these are all blue. If any of them are left with those red indicators, that means there's items left over. There's story events or something like that. Or maybe even there's some crystal items that you need to pick up so you can do upgrades. So make sure that all of these are highlighted blue before you jump in. Now this right here where I'm at is the main boss of this event. Whenever you see it outlined like this, there's mini bosses here and over here, I think right there. Anytime you have like a save spot like this and then another dead end, usually that indicates a mini boss. But when you see this icon here, we should all be familiar with that icon, that is going to be a main boss. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to take on this main boss here at level 60. And I'll give you some pointers, what I basically did to kind of conquer this situation. So, first things first. No, not first things first, Fireball. First things first, the build. So, y'all got onto me last time for my glass cannon build. But trust me, the glass cannon build in a game like this works. 100% works. So, what I've done, first things first, is I've upgraded all of my assists here so they get an extra use of their skills. Lily actually has a little bit of a smaller cooldown and a little bit of an increased attack. Let's go over here to not Haruhime Wealth, who actually he needs an upgrade to increase his attack, but that's fine. I don't have that in the repertoire at the moment. But we do have his time compression down, and we do have his uses up, and all of these are going to be really important. Horn's not as important. I like her skill, but I don't need it to pop like 3 or 4 times. It doesn't really do damage. It just slows the opponent down, and honestly, for this fight, it wasn't as important. And what's really nice here, so you can see my build here, if you want to actually change options, so let's like go here and just hit Y. We unequip it, but we also get all the points back. So, in the situation where we had built stuff out before, if I go down here, like this right here costs 80, this costs like 300. If I undo that, I get all 300 points back and I can go allocate them over here to defense. Now, for this type of fight, I really like this better, but after this fight, I'll obviously go back and build more defense for the general, like, dungeon crawling. Because you do want defense for dungeon crawling, but for bosses, I found it just easier for most bosses, with the exception of the Golem boss that we fought last time. But with most bosses, I find that this build is just superior to most other strategies. So, as I said, Wealth really needs this popped right here, but I don't, unfortunately, have it in my build at the moment. But I do have it in Lily. There she is. Horn is just kind of base. And then with Haruhime, I just have her increase on her, basically her overall effect. I would love to increase this up quite a bit, but it is extremely expensive to increase. So it's just not in the cards at the moment. So, yeah. This would go up to a full 29 seconds, almost 30 seconds of her skill. But, like I said, it's just unfortunately not in the build. So, let's go take on the event and see what's up. Yes, before we jump to a boss battle, I do need to give a big shout out to the sponsor of literally everything we do anymore, and that is, of course, Root. Now, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to stay up late, do these late night streams, and, well, go on these trips that we're going to be going on here really soon. So, I want to give a shout out, first of all, to Rom Roast by Root. This has really just become my coffee of choice. I love this stuff. You can get it with a 10% discount in the link down below. Even though it's a medium roast and I'm usually a dark roast lover, I've made espresso with this. I've made, like, Americano, cappuccino. I made everything out of this as of recent, and I've really come to love it. It is fantastic. But there are times where coffee just doesn't get it done. Case in point, we're going on a trip coming up soon, and it is going to be a late night trip. So oftentimes, keeping a bunch of coffee on you isn't really economical to the bladder, shall we say. And that's where Zero In comes in. This is literally an energy supplement. It's basically a pill that you take that it's got a little bit of caffeine in it, but it's got a bunch of the chemicals that you find in like energy drinks and other things like that. But it's got like natural versions of that without the sugar, without the carbonation, without all that other stuff that's really bad for you. This is literally just a little bit of that with a little bit of vitamin D. And let's face it, as gamers, we can all get out a little bit more. I've come to really enjoy these. It is a bit on the pricey side, but there are 3 blister packs in here. I got my original one of these back in November, and I still have 5 pills left of the 3 blister packs, and I use this all of the time. So I highly recommend these items. Go check them out with the link down below. Now, when you're checking out, make sure you use the code Gaming Across America. You'll get 10% off, and also check out Gaming Across America because that's what we're going to MomoCon and DreamHack this weekend for. Thank you guys so much for tolerating my little ad break here. Let's get back to the boss battle. So a couple quick notes before we hop in here. I've kind of moved over to this side so that you can see the ZL menu because that's going to be super important. We're going to use that a lot. Number 2, you want your SP bar up. Now, this recommends level 60. I'm level 68. I firmly believe you can do this at level 60. But let's go ahead and jump in here. And what's going to happen here, as soon as I pop in there, is I'm going to hold down the ZL key and start mashing A. And as soon as I can pop Haruhime, I will, because she's super important to the early part of this. So let's go ahead and do that. And there we go. And then he's going to reel back, counter that hit. Let's see, is he doing the laser attack? No, he's doing the lunge. Okay. Drop Wealth and Lily. He's got 2 different attacks you can do with that 4 tentacle. So then back up here and prepare to do another counter. Let's see. Yeah, he's doing another lunge. Oh, I messed that one up real good. You can eat 4 hits, so don't get too distraught yet. There's the laser. The timing on the laser and the other move are slightly different, so it is what it is. There we go. And I'll drop Wealth and Lily again, and then we'll be in phase 3. Or, I'm sorry, phase 2. Phase 2, he does 3 attacks, and one of those, the final attack, just, like, releases some residual effects on the ground. So, this is... Oh. Those are normal attacks, and then... there'd be like a residual... Oh, no. No residual blast on the ground for that one. There we go. Oh, it's too early on that one. I want to heal now. There we go. And then we can launch the SP attack, and this might actually finish him off. If not, we'll be really close. Ooh, no. Counter that. Let's throw Haruhime down. We probably should have popped Haruhime before we did the SP, but that's okay. Don't get too excited here. Alright, so this thing is a bear. You want to go over that. And then pop Lily and Wealth. Not necessarily in that order. Get back because he can do those things. But he's done. It's really not that big of a deal. It's all about timing. And once again, like I said, that glass cannon build, as you guys were calling me out for last time, works. Because you've got a lot of healing and you're all counters. Counters are like your biggest asset in this game. You get on me for glass counter build or glass cannon builds, but everything is about the counter. Now, when we go back into the dungeon crawl, I'll take some of that attack away and put it into defense because we will want defense during the regular dungeon crawl. But so far, so good. I love it. Let me know what you guys think. It's crazy, but it works. Like, share, comment, and we'll do some more danchro streaming when I get back from DreamHack.